All right, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Pepsiman Any 2022 tournament. My name is Mick Cooper, your resident Word holder and last year's Any tournament champion. And today we've got Un Fantasma slash Ghost Senpai versus EmilioLoco28. And we are officially in loser's bracket. The winner's side hasn't been planned yet, so we're gonna go ahead and start loser's bracket today. Apparently, so as soon as both runners are ready, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into it. Oh, it's weird. I want to look at the race time. Seems that both of them aren't really ready yet, so we got some time. So yeah, for those who don't know, this is a Any tournament for Pepsiman, which means that we are going to be trying to finish the game as fast as possible. Now, this game is pretty quick. For those who haven't seen a Pepsiman speedrun before, you're going to really be in for a treat today, because not only are you going to see a Pepsiman Any run, but you're going to see two runs at the same time, which, I mean, kind of goes without being said, but you're going to be seeing some tricks, cool movement, and if any of you have ever played Pepsiman before but haven't really like speed ran it before, you're gonna see just how far the game can be pushed. Now, Emilio here, he lost I believe he lost to Jonathan the last time that we've been here on SpeedGaming. So he actually lost to Jonathan. It was a close race until a certain point, and then Emilio fell very far behind, and it was a bit hard to watch, but it was nonetheless very entertaining to see from both these guys. So without further ado, I think they're gonna jump straight into it. Hang on. No? Okay, no, we no. Okay, looks like the cropping's all good. Ooh. It's weird. All right. Looks like the setup's all ready to go. Just gotta sync them up, and we can get started. Sorry for the delay. We were having some technical difficulties behind the scenes. All right. So they started in the race time, which means you guys are just in time to see the start. So good luck to both these guys, and let's see how they do. Now, if there's any problems with game audio, uh, please do let us know so that we can fix it mid run. And oh, what is going on there with Emilio? What is that? Whoa. Oh, that's not good at all. What is happening? Okay, we're gonna have to restart the race. Yeah, that didn't seem right. Okay, I'm getting word that it was actually an emulator issue, so we're gonna have to restart the race. Don't know what that was. I've never seen that before. Okay, it looks like it's fine now though, so I think they're just about ready to restart. Now, if any more issues like this happen again, we may have to restart a second time, but hopefully this is a one-time occurrence. Okay, we have to use a different race time because the one that they have now is not properly set up. Yo-Noid. Now that's a game I haven't heard a lot about. When's the Yo-Noid speedruns? I want to see some of those. PBN game over percent. Yeah, really. All right. So I think they're both ready now. Let me check the race time. Okay, they're both ready. So they're just now setting up. All right. Now, hopefully this is the run. Okay. Let's just hope there's no more problems. So we can get started. Okay, good. Wait. What's Emilio doing? His timer didn't start. Oh no, is this another restart? His timer didn't go off. I think we're getting into it, but without a timer, it's kind of hard to sync up. Okay, anyways, so anyway, welcome to Pepsiman. So both players immediately start off by hitting the Pepsi semi-truck, which is pretty funny. So what you guys are going to try to, what they're going to try here is they're going to try to avoid every Pepsi can, because avoiding every Pepsi can means that you don't get the new record jingle at the end of the stage, which saves about 2.5 seconds. Emilio already picked up a couple of cans, so he's not going to get it. Neither is Fantasma, apparently. Fantasma's also going to be missing out on the record skip, so both these guys, they're... Oh, Emilio runs straight into a glass bottle, and he gets the truck skip. Actually, yeah, that's sick. I didn't think he was going to go for that. So truck skip in 1-1 is, I think you go even, or it saves like maybe 0.5 seconds if you do it like super fast. So I thought he got hit like accidentally, but it turns out he did it on purpose. So Emilio actually is still ahead right now. May have to delay Fantasma by about 1 second, but other than that, they should be synced up. Now, I don't know what's going on with Emilio's timer, because on the stream's end, it was frozen. But if they're going to continue like this, then you can always just go off of Fantasma's timer. So anyways, right now, Emilio and Fantasma are both in 1-2. So this is the second stage of the first scene. And Emilio has already got like no cans, so we might actually see a canless attempt here. Meanwhile, Fantasma, he's moving. He actually didn't get hit, so it's fine. Now, Emilio might get the edge out here because Fantasma picked up some cans. So you guys may actually see the difference between a canless and a actually like... okay, my bad. My words got mixed up. So canless versus grabbing cans. You're going to see that here. And as Emilio finishes up, we're going to see the difference between grabbing cans and not grabbing cans. So after the cutscene, what you'll see is that the new record jingle for grabbing cans does not pop up, which means that you save 2.5 seconds. So Emilio's going to get that leg up just already immediately. And right here, so this is the chase section. There's 4 of these in the game, and this is probably the easiest one. I say it's probably the easiest one, but it's a debate between like this and the third one. The third one has very slow-moving logs that come at you towards the screen instead of like away from the screen. So right now, both these guys are doing their best to try not get hit, because you can't really speed these sections up. You just have to avoid getting hit as much as possible. Fantasma, he's looking like he's about to get hit. One more hit and it's over. And he gets out. Okay, so never mind. So he's out. Okay, okay, just lower the volume. The volume should be good. Be sure to let me know how the volume sounds. And right now, Emilio in 2-1, he's already going for canless. And canless here, oh no, he picks up the cans. Okay, so neither of these guys are going to get canless 2-1. It is a very tricky level to get canless in, because this barrel section is extremely hard to play around. Pepsiman's limbs will just pick up Pepsi cans if you don't want them to. So it's a little bit difficult, if not RNG, but what can you do? It's a very precise game. But other than that, Emilio, he's doing really well here. Now let's see how he does in the construction zone. Now the construction zone is probably the most tricky part of this game. I mean, like, there's obstacles that appear pretty much like you have to like think on your feet with these obstacles, because you're not going to be able to react to them if you don't know that they're there. And Emilio just gets out of there with 27 cans, so he's actually going to pick up an extra life. So Pepsi cans in this game serve two purposes. One is to get extra health, and the other is to get extra lives. So if you pick up 10 cans within a level, you're going to get 1 point of health back. So you can get, like, you know, as much health back as you want, as long as you don't grab all the cans in the stage. So yeah, Emilio gets an extra life because he picked up 25 cans at the end of the stage. Now this next level, he should get canless, because this is actually one of the easiest canless levels in the game. So he starts off with a break dash. Now, break dashing in this game gets you back up to speed pretty much immediately. So Pepsiman has 3 actions. There's sliding, jumping, dashing, and braking. So that's 4, actually. Never mind. But yeah, you can jump, slide, dash, and brake. And braking in this game allows you to get to a complete stop before Pepsiman goes back to normal speed. And let's say you get hit. Pepsiman will actually like slowly accelerate. And you can actually avoid him accelerating by braking for about 1 or 2 frames, and then he'll go back to normal speed, which means that you can start dashing pretty much immediately as soon as you get into the level. And Emilio falls into the hole. That's a little bit of a setback, but it's not a huge deal. The checkpoint was right there, so he's totally fine. And Fantasma, he's actually slowly making his way back. Now, Emilio has to play careful because one more mistake like this, and Fantasma can actually, you know, steal his back. Which right now, Emilio is going for canless, so he might actually get the leg up after this level. Oh, Fantasma gets jump glitch, but he does not die from it. So jump glitch in this game is a, it's a bug where if you jump on a certain frame of the dash, then you won't jump at all, but instead you'll get the jump animation. Oh no, Emilio. I think I saw a little flicker on his face, like he didn't mean to pick that can up. He was so close. Yeah, and that's why the new record jingle, it's literally just a 2.5 second punishment for grabbing a can, and it's rough, especially when you're going for like PB attempts. Fantasma, he's actually closing in, so this is still pretty much an even game because anything can happen after this point. There's still the 3-1 truck skip, so we're gonna be seeing a major skip in this game actually. Because there actually is one major skip in this game, and it's pretty entertaining to see. So hopefully we can at least see it one time from one of these guys. This chase section, by the way, it's one of the hardest, but it's also like one of the most cheesable because you can like sit in one spot for like the 2 halves of this whole entire chase section. So you can sit to the left for about half of the duration, and then you can sit to the right for the other half of the duration. It's pretty free once you figure that out. But other than that, it's a little bit hard to memorize. But thankfully, Emilio gets out without getting hit once, and Fantasma is actually doing really well right now. He didn't get hit at all. So that's good for him. Now, Emilio, if he can get 3-1 truck skip, that's huge. So right now you got to bob and weave throughout all these trucks because unfortunately you can't skip any of these trucks. But the next one that comes up, he's going to try and get. So let's see if he gets it. He's going to grab the safety checkpoint. He's going for it. And he gets it. He gets it first try. So let's go, Emilio. So Emilio, truck skip, which saves about 20 seconds overall in this run because not having to deal with that truck means that you can just dash through this road no problem. It's really nice not having to deal with an RNG log truck. So grabs another checkpoint, so he's out of here. He looks like he's going for canless 3-1, which is actually really hard because the car wash section at the very end is a little bit brutal if you don't get the positioning correctly, and even then, if you do get the positioning correct, it may still give you a can regardless because the game is like that. Now Fantasma right now, he is taking the log truck as is. So you can see the difference between truck skip and no truck skip. So this truck is extremely annoying if you don't skip it, which is why we skip it. But it's also really slow, so anything to skip it is totally fine. And Emilio gets hit. It's not a huge deal because he's still going to do it canless. Now, you lose about 5 seconds if you get hit by that car wash, which is kind of a big deal, but it's actually better to pick a can up in that car wash than to get hit, because you lose more time if you get hit rather than take the can. And the worst case scenario is you grab a can and you get hit in the car wash, because then you lose about, I believe, 7 to 8 seconds. Which, in 90% nowadays, is pretty huge. Alright, so Fantasma's now finally out of that section. Now he's going to take it, like, pretty safe right here. Just going to slide through there. No problem. Now, Emilio, it can all come crashing down. Now, this section right here in 3-2, this is brutal. Because if you fall down here, it is a life lost. Or if you get hit at all in this section, it is another life lost, because getting hit on this barrel is an instant kill. And you only have so many amount of lives in this. So, Emilio right now, let's see if he gets this. And he does. He crosses the bridge, so he's out of there for free. And he's going to grab an extra life, too. So he grabbed 26 cans, and he grabbed the checkpoint, which means that he's going to get an extra life at the end of the stage regardless. Now, Fantasma, he's kind of struggling right now. His movement's a little bit sloppy. But he's getting through the section just fine, actually. So let's see. Oh, no, he gets hit by a buffalo. Pepsiman runs into a buffalo at Mach speed and gets hit. Real footage, caught on camera, live on stream. But anyways. So Emilio, he's picking up a lot of cans, actually, because this is one of the few stages in the game where you can't do canless. Because there's cans in your way that you have to grab. And unfortunately, Fantasma takes a death there in the barrel section. So that barrel section shows off just how brutal it is. He's going to grab 2 extra lives at the end of this. Now, Emilio, you can see him, he's praying in the... He's showing off in the camera. He's such a character. I like Emilio. But, right now, Fantasma, he's in the mine shaft section. So this section is, pretty brutal, actually. If you die here at all, then you go straight back to the beginning of the mine shaft, because there is no checkpoint anywhere else in this mine shaft part. So it's brutal to die here. So people make it a priority to just not die here over just anything else. Now this chase section, so I've said before, this is probably the easiest chase section of the game, because you can easily react to everything that's coming up towards you. And Fantasma, you can see him racking his controller. He probably had a dropped input from the emulator, which is unfortunate. Now, if you run on console, you rarely ever get dropped inputs, but for this game specifically, apparently, you get a lot of dropped inputs for emulator. Just a fair warning for anyone who plays on console versus emulator. You will not experience a whole lot of dropped inputs on console. And Emilio gets out of 3-3 pretty convincingly. He's probably on he might get a sub 20, actually. Which, if he gets sub 20, that would be pretty huge. And Fantasma runs straight into a minecart. So I think right now Fantasma is a full level behind, which is it's still doable, because we have 4-1 and 4-2 coming up, and now 4-1. This stage may not look that difficult, but it is pretty hard. I mean, there's a few tricks here that Emilio's going to try to go for. So he's going to go for 4-1 truck skip, which is super free, by the way. He gets it first try. So he gets past that truck. And let's see if he also gets the trash can, like, no stumble animation. So right now, so this section right here, the one where you just dash through with all the traffic, that one is actually pretty free. All you gotta do is hug either left or right side of the screen. And this trash can, so these trash can sections, so if you have ever played this game before, then you would know that these controls are inverted, which means if you hit left is right, right is left type of thing. And Emilio, he's doing really well so far. Now, let's see if he gets the no stumble animation out of this. He does get the no stumble. Wow, that's actually huge. So the no stumble means you save about, I think, half a second overall on this level. Which, in the course of the run, is not a huge deal, but in IL records, you always want to try and get that, because right now the record for 4-1 is extremely optimized. No thanks to little man in Argentina, whose name is Optijuegos, who is second place on the leaderboard, in case you guys didn't know. He holds the second place, but for like the case of console versus emulator, he actually has the emulator world record, and I have the console world record. Emilio right now, he's cruising through this game right now. He doesn't give a crap. He is just out of here. Now 4-2, this is the equalizer. So I've always told people that this is the equalizer, because this level is the hardest in the entire game, without a doubt. And I believe Emilio's going to try to go for canless 4-2, and if he does that, then that's huge. Oh yeah, he's definitely going for canless 4-2. He is just out here. Oh man, I'm sweating right now watching Emilio. I'm very invested in Emilio's canless attempt right now, because this is extremely difficult. He makes it look easy, but it is really hard. Oh, he gets okay. He gets hit. That's totally fine. Right now, Emilio is just cruising through the pipe section. He gets the trip animation, which doesn't lose a whole lot of time. But he is just prioritizing canless over everything. And if he grabs a can, he's just going to start, like, schmooving. Okay, he's taking the right path. Oh my gosh. Is Emilio going to do it? Is he going to do canless 4-2? Fantasma right now, he's just now getting done with 4-1. Now, Emilio could throw it all away here, because this section right here is an instant kill. You touch anything, you die. And it's one of the hardest sections in the game. And he gets through it pretty much with zero issues. Holy crap, Emilio. He's just flexing out here. Fantasma is just now starting 4-2. Now, the run isn't quite over yet, because we still have one more thing to go. And that is 4-3. Now, this, just like 3-3, is another section where the obstacles come at you towards, like, from the screen rather than, like, away from this. Well, I'm not really trying to describe it. They're coming at you rather than coming towards you, is a better way to describe it. But this one, this is probably the longest chase section in the game, and there's a lot of gotcha moments in this one, so it's very, very difficult to predict everything that's about to happen. For seasoned Pepsiman players, it's no problem to really, like, guess, like, what's coming up here, because all you gotta do is memorize the layout and just react to it. Fantasma, unfortunately, dying at the start of 4-2. Now, that's huge, because Emilio is on his way to just win this. And I believe Emilio has it. Oh yeah, that's it. No, Emilio's got it. Now, I don't know what his time is, but if we're going to go off the opposing player's timer, I believe that was a 1907, which is actually not that bad at all. Like, it's a really great run. Race time says 1917. So we're going to just assume, like, since there's no timer on his end, we're just going to assume it's a 1917. Now, Fantasma, he's just trying to close this one out. I have said already that 4-2 is extremely difficult, and right now he is taking it as safe as he possibly can. I don't know if I should say this, but he did say, like, right before the run started that he actually didn't practice for the memes. All right, now the 4-2 section. Now this section could easily kill him. Now the only good part about this section is that if you die here, it's just a quick reset, get back on the board and just try it again. But both these guys actually got through this section pretty well. So now all we got to do is just wait for Fantasma to finish the run. Which, given the nature of 4-3, it is the longest chase section in the game. And I believe it's around 1 minute and 10 seconds to do the entire thing. So yeah, GG's Emilio. That was a really good showcase. I think that's probably the best time anyone's gotten so far in this tournament, which is quite a sight to see. Like I feel like Emilio is finally warmed up now, because in the first game that we saw him in, he was a little bit shaky, a little bit flaky. You know, he was messing up some strats that he otherwise probably should have gotten. But yeah, he just breezed through this like it was no big deal. Just took the W. And that's it. Our race is officially concluded, and it seems as if Fantasma's time is 21:57. Race time says 21:59. Okay, so 21:57. Versus, I believe, a 19:07. Although I'm not exactly sure what Emilio's time was, because, again, his timer wasn't there. But I guess it's pretty safe to assume that he won this race, even if there's no timer there. But yeah, that was a very entertaining run. Now, I don't know if we're going to be seeing any post-match commentary from either player. I'm assuming we will. And after that, we're going to go ahead and end the stream. So, yeah, go ahead. Like, that was very entertaining speedrun, I will say. It's a shame that the gap was so huge between the two, but this is the nature of this game. It is very punishing to die at any point. But we didn't see any game overs, thankfully, which is nice.
Pepsi is... Excuse me.
Oh, there he is. All right.
Hello, sorry, I was pulling my microphone to my headset.
It's okay. So with us we have Ghost Senpai, aka Un Fantasma Mas, aka Fantasmas. So, GG's, but unfortunately, once again, kind of fell behind a little bit. I just want to ask how you feel.
Honestly, I don't feel so bad comparing this with what I got on my previous match, where everything were really bad and didn't want it to keep going. And well, it's supposed that for this run I was gonna switch on leaders. I was gonna get the of Dog Station, but Dog is part of my life, or at least looks like that's gonna be the case. But at least compared this with my previous run, I'm glad that I haven't got the problems that I had on my previous match, where the emulator simply decided to drop my inputs. And considering that I haven't got enough time to play and practice, I consider that this has been good for me. I used to say that if I get a sub 22 on a resetless run, that's a good resetless time for me. So in general, with what I've done, I feel fine. Mostly since I decided to change a bit what I used to do, because usually on 2-1 is where I began grinding cans to get additional lives, but I waited until 4-1 for that, so somehow I feel better in that way, as I used to go for lives mostly to be safe, but I decided to take that small risk, and looks like it went fine.
So something that I actually noticed Emilio do is that he, I believe he got cans in 2-1 and in 3-2 actually. So, since in 3-2, it doesn't matter how many cans you have for the most part. That level will just give you cans regardless of how well you try to avoid them. So
Yeah,
one thing
I'm
I
not
will
so good
mention,
trying to avoid them. Yeah, go ahead.
one thing I will mention is there was a point, I believe it was in 3-2, you missed a jump and I saw you hold your controller up again as if you're trying to say like, oh, dropped input again, and I immediately saw that and I was like, yeah.
I was jumping, and I honestly cannot recall if that was a drop input or not. I feel that I simply didn't time it correctly my input, as I was probably on the frames where you lose your momentum after the dash. So I'm gonna assume that it was a human mistake, mostly than an emulator one.
Well, it's an important lesson to practice neutral dashing, because neutral dashing is extremely important in this game. Same thing with like going down slopes. Like if you hold up on the D-pad, you're going to go at normal speed instead of the slope speed. It's a very important thing to keep in mind whenever you run this game. Now, I don't remember. So Emilio actually had some mistakes in 2-2 actually. So from what I saw, he was doing the slope momentum thing. So he pretty much got like off to a good start in 2-2, and then like pretty much immediately as soon as he got into the subway section, he fell into a hole. He kind of lost his grip for a second. He kind of lost his groove, but and on top of that, he also didn't get a canless 2-2, so it was a little bit of a sloppy 2-2 on his end. And from your end, I believe, I think you only got hit like twice in 2-2. I don't remember.
Well, considering the skill level that enemy has and the one that I have, I guess that's something good in some way. So I don't feel bad at all at that.
No, it's not nothing to feel ashamed of either. Now the good thing is that you didn't
Yeah,
fail any
definitely
of the...
this was.
Oh, my
Yeah,
bad.
go ahead.
But, the good thing is that you didn't fail any of the chase sections, and those are huge. Like, when you fail a chase section, that adds up fast.
Yeah, I was mostly worried since right now I'm on vacations. That means that I'm not in my room, I'm not in my hometown, I'm not on my usual streaming setup. I bring with myself my laptop and some stuff, and I'm using a bigger screen than the one that I'm used to play. And I needed to use my glasses because I felt that I was feeling a bit dizzy trying to play on a bigger screen, and so that was like a big worrying moment for me as during the chasing stages. I made few mistakes, fortunately, and something I'm glad is that I haven't died as on my previous match. I'm really glad about that. I made some small mistakes, but on those stages I just tried to be as safe as possible, because I wasn't feeling so confident with me playing those chasing stages, so I just tried to be relaxed, and that was everything. And in general, I feel glad that I haven't failed those stages. And with fail, I wanna refer to die there, because I think on the first and well, in the last chasing stage, I received some damage, so I just try to play as safe as possible.
No, of course, playing safe is better than playing like super risky. I mean, playing risky, of course, you always run the risk of like just like clipping something, even in a running stage. So in a running stage, especially if you play risky, then you're you're just bound to run into some snags. Now, I think last year, so far, I think the best time in this tournament is I think what Emilio got. Though I'm not sure what exactly his time was, but going off the race time page, his time was a 1917, which I don't think is accurate because there was time in between him splitting on his timer and him hitting the finish button on the thing. So it could maybe have been a little bit faster, but so far I think that's the fastest time we've got so far. And the fastest time that we've gotten in either tournament so far, I believe, is like last year when I got an 1830 something. I think it was like 1838. I think that's the fastest time so far throughout the past couple tournaments that we've seen, and we are nowhere close to that level of skill yet with anyone that's played yet. Although that might change when we see Opti versus Limo, which they really need to go. They need to schedule that one because I'm very excited to see.
Yeah, it's
that
supposed
one.
that the match was gonna be in a couple of minutes, but they didn't submit it on time. And in order to avoid scheduling conflicts on English channels, they submit the match for tomorrow.
Oh, so tomorrow
The match is already submitted. Yeah, they're gonna be having their match, and I also I want to see something nice on that match. Opti has been one of the best runners that the team has got, and has also found interesting stuff to run the game. So I'm gonna have faith that we're gonna be seeing an 18 tomorrow, because even having a 19 like Emilio got, it's a really good time considering how tricky is the game in order to try to save as much time as possible. So when I saw that 19 on race time, I said, okay, I was aware Emilio may have something like this, and that's a really amazing good time. So I haven't seen the match, I haven't seen him playing on this race, but I assume, I bet that it was definitely good and an amazing skill showcase from his side. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know if we're gonna be seeing tomorrow a better time than that or not, but for now, yes, that's the better time that has been achieved during this year's edition.
Mm-hmm. And as soon as we see Opti versus Limo tomorrow, that's going to be probably, because Limo's been actually playing kind of crazy lately, and I'm very excited to see how close that race is going to be, because Limo's not a slouch, and Opti is second place on the board. So right away, we're going to be seeing like battle of the underdog versus, the optimizer, as his name suggests. So that's going to be extremely exciting. Now, one more question is, do you know if Emilio is going to be here?
Yes, he's gonna come. He's right now on the Spanish commentary server. So once I switch there, he's gonna come here.
Who's in the Spanish commentary? I'm just curious.
Limo.
Limo. Oh no. Well, yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about that now. Do you have anything else to say before we, I guess, swap over?
Pepsi for TV game.
The classic.
Yeah, for some reason I feel the necessity of drinking some Pepsi. So since I'm on vacations close to the U.S. border, I went on this weekend for shopping purposes and got some vanilla Pepsi. So I think I'm gonna grab one can of the fridge.
Vanilla Pepsi. Oh man, that's actually a good flavor. If any of you have never tried vanilla Pepsi, you need to try that. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, unfortunately that's not sold in my country, so I took the opportunity for that to taste it, and it's really good.
Rip Mexico, dude. Rip Mexico.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for the interview, and also thanks for providing commentary for this match. I want to take Emilio here on a bit, because I'm really aware about how does he is. So if he doesn't see me on the Spanish channel, he's not gonna come here.
All right then. Well, thank you so much for participating, at least.
Thank you so much for commentating. I hope that we can see you next year and stop playing talk.
Yes, of course.
So you don't get injured due to that.
No, next year I'm definitely going to be participating. This year, unfortunately, I'm not participating. Like, in case you guys don't know, I had an accident, and my arms are pretty messed up. So my thumb would hurt for an extended, like if I hold the D-pad up for an extended period of time, then my hand would start to be in severe pain. So I couldn't participate this year. My arm's actually a lot better now, so I could have participated, but with the time it took to set up all these matches, it would have been at least a couple of weeks before my arm felt pretty.
And
pretty
since you
normal.
were a console runner, you were asking for specific rules, and at the end, you haven't joined.
Man.
But well, I'm gonna go to the Spanish channel. They're calling me right now. Emilio is here. So, thanks
Alright,
again
then.
for everything, and see you, everybody.
All right, see you. And we should be seeing Emilio join in soon. He's in the he's in the thing right now, actually. So the moment he jumps in, I'm gonna start asking him. Here he is. Here's Emilio. So Emilio, congratulations.
Thanks.
It's a very, very good run. And I just want to ask, like, how good do you feel after a run like that?
I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little bit nervous in the beginning because first the emulator fails in the moment when the race starts, and after reset the emulator, the timer fails, and I start an speedrun with a freeze timer. And when I finish the stage 1, let me think a little. Stage act, the stage 1, I have to close and open the timer like the emulator, but with the timer, and edit layout to the timer start at, I use 4 minutes 10 seconds to synchronize with the timer of race time GG, and looks like the timers keeps the timer still good with the race time GG timer, and I guess there wasn't a problem with anyone about that.
No, not really. So it was a little bit jarring to not see a timer, but I actually had to go off of Ghost's timer because I couldn't see yours, which isn't really a problem. This is a race after all. So it's not a huge deal if we don't see yours. As long as there is a timer, then we should be fine. Now, what I do want to talk about is there are a couple things. So
Tell me.
Canless 4-2. That was
Yes.
huge. That was pretty huge.
I have a
you got
little
hit,
mistake.
yes, but you still got Canless.
Yes. I have a little mistake that I guess I can teach this. I can't learn. I mean, that for you is that you can jump, but you also must run for that pipe. You can jump through that pipe without getting into the floor, but I jump without run and then roll a little bit forward. But the rest, it's fine. Was fine.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't a huge deal at all. Now, if you picked a can up, it would have all been for nothing because the movement is very specific with how you have to get Canless 4-2, and unfortunately, there were also a couple of other mistakes. So there was, I believe, 2-2. Now,
yeah, one can. One E can.
Yeah, there was a death at the start. So there's a death after the first checkpoint, and then as soon as you climbed up the escalator, you grabbed the can. Unfortunately, and I think I saw the look on your face. Like as soon as you picked up the can, you kind of like shook your head a little bit. It was like, no.
This is seriously kind of that exactly.
Yeah, I saw that. I knew exactly what was happening too with that one. I also saw you picked up a bunch of cans in 2-1 because you were going for canless until the barrel section.
I don't look the necessary, the need to do 2-1 canless because it's so risky doing canless and you can crash and die, not like crash and keep alive. So I don't take the bother to do that canless. So I aprovechar. Let me a moment. I need the translator.
Well, essentially you turned it from not doing canless to I'm gonna get an extra life instead, which is a smart move.
Yes. I guess I will say instead do 2-1 canless, I take advantage of grab 25 cans and get an extra life. And I do the same in 3-2, so you can't do canless in 3-2, but I grab not 25, 55 cans in 3-2 for extra backup.
Yeah, 3-2 in a tournament setting is probably the best level to grind out extra lives because you can't avoid cans.
You can't. You no matter what, you can't. Unless there's a kind of glitch discovered by us, the Pepsiman community, that allow us skip the barrel. Skip the barrel wherever be running or directly keep out of the path and somehow getting back and avoid that that segment that you can't avoid cans. But this is not there's not a discoverment like that until today.
The moment somebody figures that out, it's going to be a monumental help for the speedrun.
We're gonna do a state for him. Sorry, but I'm a little bad in English today.
It's okay. It's bueno. So the last thing I want to talk about is just the composure. Like you didn't seem nervous, but as you said, you were a little bit nervous at the start. How did you feel after 3-2? So going into 4-1, how did you feel?
After the logs?
Yes.
I don't know. I see the timer and I see that it was 14 minutes, and I think like I'm doing well. I will keep doing well, and then I keep relax and chill, and I just do the same that I do before a lot of time, and it's going well.
So one thing I didn't see you do actually was the so there's a recently found out strat in 4-1 where you actually jump over a truck and you can avoid the cans there, and it makes canless a little bit more doable. But it's a little bit faster than sliding under it by just maybe a few frames. It's not like super huge, but it is a very huge help. It makes it a little bit more consistent to avoid the cans in that section.
One runner do this before, and I guess this was the runner he discovered that. you can. I guess this is the same with 1-1 truck, but if you run perfectly without walking for a frame, you can pass the truck in 1-1 and in 4-1 before the truck get in the road.
Now that's actually I actually totally forgot that you went for 1-1 truck skip. Now I totally forgot because I saw you get hit and I was like, oh, that sucks. And then I saw you dash straight through the truck and I'm like, oh no, he did that on purpose. And like that was huge and it was actually a really cool showcase because no one's done that yet.
You forget that and didn't expect that, right?
Yeah, nobody expects that, especially because it saves so little time. But it does save time.
Worth it. It's worth it, especially when you grab a can in that level. Because if you don't grab a can, it's certainly difficult to do that truck skip and no grab cans. I don't remember if I grab cans in that truck skip, but there's or less to me, I can't do that truck skip in a consistently way to don't grab cans. So when I see the RNG give me a broken ball glass, I just run. I'm so dumb today.
You just ran into it to skip the truck.
A bow. I run a bow that with all the intentions to spike my feet, and then I can skip the forturning truck. Forturning.
It was a very good showing. Again, I didn't expect that, and seems like Ghost's stream is finally offline. So, do you have anything else to say before we end the stream today, Emilio?
I guess no. I just gonna say, nice to hear you again. You was a worthy runner, an opponent. More in the past. I don't know how you gonna do that in the present. You aren't in the tourney. I guess you say that you have a injury in your hand and you can't play the tourney for that. I'm right.
It was my elbow. Yes, my elbow is broken, but I feel better now, thankfully. And next year, I'm definitely gonna be in the tournament for sure. And,
I'm glad for that.
If you guys don't know, so there was a tournament last year, and me and Emilio, I think, played 3 times, 2 or 3 times. We faced each other like a lot, and
that tourney, that match in winner and losers on grand finals, I don't know, it kinda Vegeta Goku, but in Pepsiman. So
it was
awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It was
that
super
was
crazy.
So fun, but take care. There's OptiCraft or OptiJuegos that is a interesting runner. He learned a lot of me and do some stuff that I think this wasn't possible. And I don't know, maybe me, if I survive, and him can do kinda that Dragon Ball fight in Pepsiman.
Dragon Ball fight. It's definitely going to be a fight of like, the teacher versus the student in this case. Now,
Kinda that.
Opti,
I don't disagree with you.
Now, Opti, he learned from Emilio, learned a little bit from me, and then he started developing his own stuff. And he found a couple extra more strats in this game that are just beyond anything that I've ever seen.
The canless is the part when he learned a lot of me, because I keep thinking about something in Pepsiman. I just tested, and my thinking was right about that. And from that, OptiCraft or OptiJuegos test something new, and this worked too. And canless, I mean dashless, was whole more faster than I do before.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, so OptiJuegos, he started getting the world records in both cutscene percent and dashless any percent.
Dashless, sorry, dashless. Yes.
Yeah, and dashless any percent is another category, which I think that one is interesting because you saw today with people dashing straight through the entire game. Now imagine a Pepsiman speedrun where you can't dash. You have to get a little bit creative with how you have to
be
get
faster
Pepsiman across
without
gaps.
run.
Yeah, you got to get them across gaps that you have to dash jump for without dashing, and it's a little difficult. Let's just say that. But
Kinda.
Opti is one of the first people to develop, more modern strats for dashless any percent. Now, for any percent, he would have world record if he just wasn't playing on an emulator, and I think that is a little bit sad. But
Well,
we are still in the
this
process of
is-
splitting the board up, so we may
This is
see an emulator board.
This is something inevitable, I guess, because the moderators can't take time to calculate exactly the time between emulator and consoles, and they have no choice that just take the real time about both runners. And I know that it's not exactly the time that we must have whatever emulator or console, but I know that OptiJuegos less in cutscene is better speedrun than me, because before I play in PSXFin, that is an emulator now is banned, and OptiJuegos do that speedrun in PSXE, that is the speedrun that today are we using to do the speedruns.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, your PB in any percent is actually done on an emulator that we don't currently use anymore.
Yes,
which is a little bit funny.
I guess that my time in PSFin in any percent right now kinda be, I don't know if more than 19, 180, 19. Yes, but I really know that that speedrun must have more seconds, least I guess 13, that the speedrun I do before.
Okay, so we're gonna need to wrap it up here in just a second. So, Emilio, once again,
Yes.
congratulations on winning today's tournament. And tomorrow, straight up, we have another match, and it's gonna be the person we were just talking about today, OptiJuegos versus Limo Sick, and Limo versus Opti. And Limo has been kind of playing out of his mind lately, and I'm very interested to see that matchup. So, like, Opti, he may be like the closest thing we have to a task of this game in human form. But Limo, I feel like Limo can be a good competition, so that's really going to be interesting to see tomorrow. Once again, congratulations, Emilio, on winning today's match. He's going to be going on. And I don't know who you're going to be facing next, since you won today's tournament. But
I guess the one that lose with the one that lose at Limo Opti, or I don't know about Jonathan, but
no, it's gonna be.
In other words, the one lose, the one face me.
Yeah. So right now, whoever loses tomorrow's match is going to have to go up against Emilio.
Surely.
Which, you know, either way we look at it, it's going to be a sick matchup because like the next 2 matches we've got set up, so it's going to be Opti versus Limo, which is tomorrow, and then I'm guessing the match after that is going to be whoever loses tomorrow's match versus Emilio. So that's going to be really nice to look forward to. Like we have a pretty stacked bracket this year. Like we have just a bunch of good runners and like they're really good tournament, really good tournament runs this year. I'm sorry if I'm like skipping because it's very hard to come up with different words to describe just how crazy we've got it this year. But regardless, thanks for watching, everybody. We're gonna be back tomorrow with another run, with another matchup, and I hope it's a good showing because Opti's been waiting long enough. It's time for him to show off what he can do. So. Once again, thank you everybody for watching. Have a good night. And Emilio?
Have a peaceful night. And I don't know if you know that, but did you know that Michael Jackson's records and commercial for Pepsi?
Yeah, I remember that. There actually is
awesome.
a Michael Jackson Pepsi commercial. You can look it up on YouTube. It's very easily searchable, but
check for that. It is so pretty good.
Oh yeah, no, it's great.
Anyway, have a Pepsi night and don't lose the match of tomorrow and see ya tomorrow. Not me, but the Pepsi tournament. So take care of yourself and see ya, boys.
All right. I guess with that being said, have a good night, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with more Pepsi Man. Look forward to it. Peace.
Sarabador.